Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Smitha. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a traditional daytime Indian bridal makeup look. And I'm going to be giving you several tips and tricks, especially if you're going to be doing your own makeup on your big day. So if you're ready, let's get started. And if you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe. I post new videos every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I've already applied a moisturizer and a very thin layer of sunscreen about 20 minutes ago. You don't want too much sunscreen because that's going to give you flashbacks. And now I'm jumping straight to my lips. I'm using the Coconut Lippy Scrub first to scrub all the dead and dry skin on my lips. And then I'm going to be using the Coconut Lippy Balm. Both are from Colourpop. Next, from the Coastal Scents Conceal palette, I'm going to be using an orange corrector. I'm going to use it in areas where I have dark circles, dark patches, uneven skin tone, just to neutralize and color correct. If you apply a foundation directly on highly hyperpigmented areas, it can turn ashy. So make sure you color correct and neutralize everything before you move on to the next step. I'm lightly setting this with the Airspun Translucent Loose Powder so that it doesn't mix with the foundation that's coming up next. For foundation, I'm going with the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is in the shade 6, which is sand beige. I've never really used this as a concealer. It makes an excellent foundation, but I would not recommend using it as a concealer. Although it's full coverage and gives that flawless finish, it's not thick enough to dry down as a concealer. So just use it as a foundation and you'll be happy. I'm using a damp sponge on my face to blend it out, and then on my neck I'm just using a kabuki brush because I don't like that dabbing thing on the neck. It just makes me uncomfortable. To conceal my dark circles, I'm going to be using the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer in light beige. This is a very hydrating concealer. It looks very creamy, but it dries down matte and it gives you excellent coverage. And again, I'm going to be blending it out with the damp sponge. And then to set my entire face, I'm going to be using the Dermacol Invisible Fixing Powder. This has a tint to it, so chances of you getting flashbacks is minimum, so that is something that you have to keep in mind. I'm using the same damp sponge. I'm going to dip it into the powder, and I'm going to first set in areas where I use the concealer under my eyes because I don't want it to crease. And then with the same damp sponge, I'm going to set my entire face to get that flawless base. And then I'm going to add a small amount of banana powder underneath my eyes to catch any fallouts from the eyeshadows that I'll be using for my eye makeup. Because in case there's any fallouts, I don't want to spoil my base makeup. Instead, it'll fall on the powder and I can dust it off later. To fill in the sparse areas in my brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dipro Pomade in dark brown, and I'm just using an angled brush by Hip Dot. And then I'm going to set my brows using the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. This is just going to hold all the hair in place, and it's transparent. It doesn't have any color to it, so it's not going to add any extra intensity to the brows. I'm again using the Amazing Concealer to clean up underneath the brows and on my lids as a base for the eyeshadows. We're going to let it dry down before we start using the eyeshadows, and the palette that I'll be using today is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Volume 2 palette. I'm first dipping into Comfort Zone. That's going to be my transition shade. With the Sigma E40 blending brush, I'm going to blend this out in the outer corner and the crease. And then I'm going to use the same shade in my lower lash line, and the brush that I'm using is a flat fluffy brush by HipDot. Next, I'm going to be using in the outer part of my lid using the same brush, the Sigma E40 blending brush. I'm going to keep adding more color till I'm happy with the intensity, and I'm going to keep on blending and softening and dragging the color towards the inner part of the lid. So I get that ombre. It's really soft in the inner part, and as it moves to the outer part of the lid, it becomes more intense. And I'm going to use the same shade in the outer half of my lower lash line as well, using the flat shader brush from HipDot. Next, I'm dipping into this beautiful glittery gold shade called Thalia, and I'm going to do a very soft cut crease with it. I'm not using a concealer or anything to cut the crease. I'm just using the shade directly on my lid, and the brush that I'm using is a flat shader brush from Folklore. To intensify the outer corner and the lower lash line, I'm going to be using Tempress, which is a black eyeshadow. For the outer corner of the lid, I'm using a small blending brush by Colourpop, and for the lower lash line, I'm using a pencil brush by Colourpop. Using Aminet, I'm going to highlight my brow bones before I move on to eyeliner. In my waterline, I'm using the Millennial Ink Automatic Eyeliner. This is from Carity and just released today. It's waterproof, it's long wearing, so this is exactly what you want on your wedding day in case you get emotional and those tears start to flow down. You don't want your makeup to get spoiled, so go for waterproof. And in my lash line, I'm going to be using the Millennial Ink Liquid Liner. This is also waterproof and long wearing. Again, this is something that released today. If you want to check it out, I'm going to link that in the description box below. For lashes, I'm going to be using the Tati lashes in TL9, but before that, I'm going to prep my natural lashes by curling it and applying a coat of mascara. The mascara that I'm using is the HD Volumizing Mascara from Ofra Cosmetics. Although this is not a waterproof mascara, what I love about this is it's mess free. Even when it comes off, it doesn't smudge. It almost comes off like granules, so it doesn't spoil your eye makeup. And it's a beautiful mascara. It's volumizing, it lengthens your lashes, and it looks absolutely lovely without clumping. To sculpt my face, I'm using one of my current favorite palettes. This is from Juno and Bombshell. It's got everything. It's got your blush, it's got your contour, it's got your highlighter. I'm going to start with the contour, and I'm going to use it in the hollows of my cheekbones and my jawline, just to add some structure and warmth to my face. And then I'm going to be using the blush from the same palette. And then the highlighter to add some illumination in the highest planes of my face. My dress and jewelry is almost a brick red shade, so on my lips I'm going to be using something that goes with that. So I decided to use this Folklore liquid lipstick in VO6. I'm just using some concealer to clean up the edges. And then I'm going to set and seal my entire face using the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. And here's the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found this video helpful, especially if you're going to be doing your own makeup on your wedding day. Please let me know in the comments section below if you want to watch more videos like these. And if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For your convenience, I'm listing all the products that I used in the description box right below this video. You'll also find my socials there, so you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I love you guys so much and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.